All right, so tonight we're taking a deep dive into something truly eerie, the legend of Black Hollow.
Yeah, a town that pops up for like, what, just an hour every month
Yeah.
at midnight?
Yeah, exactly. Just appears out of thin air, shrouded in mist, and then vanishes again. Gone. Just like that. We've got some really interesting source material for this deep dive, too. Excerpts from a text detailing witness accounts, local legends.
Not just like campfire stories, right?
Right, exactly.
These are like actual firsthand reports. So the question is this just a spooky tale, or is there something more to it?
Well, let's start with the legend itself.
Okay, so imagine a bustling town in the late 1800s.
Cobblestone streets.
Yeah, cobblestone streets, a grand church at its heart, a real thriving community.
And then boom, tragedy hits.
Some say it was a fire, others whisper about a plague.
A sudden illness ripping through the population.
Yeah, whatever the cause, the entire town perishes. And Black Hollow vanishes. Gone. From maps from memory.
Just wiped off the face of the earth. But here's where things get really interesting. We jump forward to the present day, and suddenly there are reports of Black Hollow reappearing.
Like it's back.
Yeah, on foggy nights near this deserted stretch of highway.
Hikers, ghost hunters, people looking for a thrill, they all claim to have seen it.
Flickering lanterns.
A distant church bell tolling.
It's like stepping into a ghost story.
And that's where this whole idea of collective memory comes in. You see, it's not just about shared history. It's about how those experiences shape our fears, our hopes, our understanding of the world. Black Hollow, in a way, becomes a vessel for those collective anxieties.
So it's more than just a physical place. It's like this symbol reflecting our deepest fears.
Exactly.
Okay, but let's bring in some personal experience here. Let's talk about Leo. Our text focuses on his journey to Black Hollow.
A seasoned urban explorer, right?
Right. Not easily spooked?
Definitely not the type to get swept up in ghost stories.
Yeah.
He wanted proof evidence.
And what he experienced, well, let's just say it challenged everything he thought he knew.
Okay, but I'm all ears.
So Leo finds Black Hollow, just like in the legends, on this foggy October night. Spooky. An eerie silence hangs in the air. The houses are empty, but there's this faint glow coming from inside. I'm getting chills just picturing it.
That's silence, though. That's what really gets me. Our brains are wired to interpret silence as a warning.
Like something's lurking just out of sight.
Exactly. It makes you hyper-aware of every little sound, every creak, every rustle.
No wonder Leo started to feel uneasy, but then it gets even creepier.
What happens?
He sees a figure standing in a doorway, dressed in clothing that looks straight out of the 19th century, just staring at him. And then poof, gone, like a ghost.
Okay, so now we're not just talking about an unsettling atmosphere. We're talking about potential interaction with something or someone.
Yeah, something that shouldn't be there.
Right, and that's when things start to get really intense for Leo. Deeper into town, he hears whispers swirling around him, doors creaking open as if by an unseen hand.
And there's this strange smell that fills the air. A mix of candle wax smoke and something metallic.
Almost like blood.
Yeah, exactly. And then the sound of approaching footsteps. Leo's freaking out now. Tries to get back to the forest, but the path he took has vanished.
Right.
Gone. And new buildings have popped up blocking his way. It's like the town is changing, shifting right before his eyes.
This is crazy. The town is literally rearranging itself.
And the shadows he saw earlier, they're starting to coalesce, moving towards him with a purpose. And just as one reaches out, the church bell tolls midnight.
It's like that bell signals the end of Black Hollow's time. It's a hard stop.
And poof, just like that, the town is gone. And
Yeah.
Leo's back in the woods, alone, shaken to his core. I mean, it's gotta be like waking up from a nightmare. But those feelings, those chills, they stick with you.
Right, you'd question everything you thought you knew about reality.
So what does Leo do after this? Does he just chalk it up to an overactive imagination?
No way, Leo's a rational guy. But he can't shake this feeling that what he saw was real. Something extraordinary, something beyond explanation.
So he starts digging for answers, right? Tries to find some historical records, some proof that could back up what he saw.
Yeah, he goes deep. Local archives, old maps, interviews with longtime residents, you name it.
Determined to find the true.
And you know what? He finds something chilling? A record that confirms a town matching Black Hollow's description did exist over a century ago.
Whoa! So it wasn't just a made-up story.
But it's rooted in history, which makes those supernatural elements even more believable.
Like the fire, the tragedy somehow imprinted itself on that place, creating this rift in time.
Yeah, a window to the past.
Yeah.
But it gets even weirder. Local folklore adds another layer to the mystery.
Okay, lay it on me.
Legends speak of a curse binding the souls of those who died in the fire to Black Hollow, trapped there, suffering for eternity.
Oh man, now we're getting into some seriously creepy stuff. Trapped Souls, a town that exists outside of time. It's like something straight out of a horror movie.
And the story doesn't end there. The text mentions ongoing sightings even today.
Like Black Hollow is still active.
Exactly. Some people hear the church bell echoing through the fog, others see shadowy figures in the windows.
It's like the town is evolving, growing, maybe even feeding off the fear and fascination it generates.
That's a really interesting point. There's this concept in folklore called auxentation. It's the idea that supernatural entities become stronger, more real, as more people believe in them.
So the more we talk about Black Hollow, the more real it becomes.
It's a chilling thought. And then there are those local warnings. Don't follow the bell, they say. And if you hear footsteps, well, you better run.
It's like they're trying to warn us, trying to tell us something, but what?
It's like Black Hollow is sentient, aware of those who enter, trying to either protect itself or maybe lure them in. We just don't know.
It's a puzzle with missing pieces. We have the history, the unsettling encounters, these warnings that add a whole other level of creepiness to it all. But what does it all mean? What are we supposed to take away from this?
Yeah, it's like we're trying to put together this puzzle, but the pieces don't quite fit. We have this historical tragedy, these creepy encounters, and then these warnings on top of it all.
Yeah.
A lot to unpack. Well, one theory is that Black Hollow is like a manifestation of collective grief. You know, a psychic scar left behind by the town's destruction.
Like a wound that never healed, but instead it listen to her story.
That's an interesting thought. Is she seeking acknowledgement, understanding, or just a way to finally find her way home?
It's definitely something to think about.
Well, I think we've explored this legend pretty thoroughly. Any final thoughts?
The Phantom Passenger of Route 13. A chilling reminder that some mysteries are meant to linger. It makes us question what we think we know about the world. And maybe even about ourselves.
Well said. Until next time, everyone, keep your eyes open and your minds curious.